Hello, welcome to Lesson 12 from Book 2 of Babette's Quick Start Guide to Theory for Fiddlers. My name is Babette. The title of this lesson is Harmony 101. And now that you've learned that the basic chord is made up of the 1, 3, and 5, you can use that information to help you harmonize, to write a harmony part, or to work out your own double stops for a tune. Harmony is really no more than making chords with your melody or taking existing chords and divvying them up into separate parts. Now, if you're going to be twin fiddling, one player will play the melody and the second player usually plays like the third, especially in the beginning days, and that part can either be above or below the melody. Now here is a selection of a melody that is from a typical tune that is used for twin fiddling. And here's the melody portion. And here would be a third above the melody. In this example, the key is D and the chord being played is D major. You can also see here that we have 8 different combinations of notes. We can play the F sharp and the A, we've played the E and the G, the F sharp and A, G and B, F sharp and A again, E and G, D and F sharp and A. We know that the D major chord consists of the notes D, F sharp, and A, so we can see that some of the combinations that we have used don't fit into that chord. However, because the notes are of such short duration and go right back to the chord, it sounds okay to us. Let's listen to how that sounds. It doesn't always work like that, so now let's add the first measure to that selection. Now let's try a third above. And now let's listen to that. How does that C sharp sound? It doesn't sound as good because C sharp is not in the D chord, and it accounts for a full beat. Therefore, one of the most important tools to use when you are harmonizing is your ear. Listen to how that sounds. When it doesn't sound right, take a look at the chord and change your harmony to fit it. In this case, we're looking for a note to go with the A in the D chord. And so that can either be a D or an F sharp. A lot of the fiddlers I've heard have chosen the F sharp. Let's listen to how that sounds. Well, that's much better. But you could also use the D. Let's listen to that. With either one of those, the harmony now works. Now remember, this has been a real short lesson, and this is very, very basic harmony. It's just a simplified version of how harmony works. One other thing, if you have 3 fiddlers, the first fiddler usually plays the melody. The second fiddler usually plays the third, and that would be above the melody. And the third fiddler usually plays the fifth, and that would be below the melody. And I'm saying usually. Okay, let's take a look at the worksheet for Harmony 101. Question 1. In twin fiddling, one player plays the melody and the second player usually plays The second player usually plays a third. Question 2. How can you tell if a harmony is right? You listen to it. Question 3. If you have 3 fiddlers, what part does the third fiddler play? The third fiddler usually plays the 5th. Question 4. Write the harmony for the following selection. Okay, first we look and see what key it's in, and the key is G. And it actually is going to take a G chord for those 2 measures. And in a G chord, the 1, 3, and 5 are G, B, and D. And all of those notes, and no more actually, are in the sample there, where it's B, B, G, G, B, B, D. So this is fairly simple. The third above a B is a D. So for the first 2 notes, we'll have a D above. The next 2 notes are G, and the third above that is a B. So those 2 notes will have a B above. And then in the next measure, we're going to go back to the D above. And then the final note, the half note, is a D, and a third above that is an F sharp. But is an F sharp in that chord? No, it's not. So we can easily raise that F sharp up to a G and play a G above the D. So the harmony is going to look like D, D, B, B, D, D, G. And now for the review questions. Question 5. The first note of a scale, the first degree, is also known as the, thinking back, it's known as the tonic. Question 6. The fifth note of a scale, the fifth degree, is also known as the dominant. Question 7. The fourth note of a scale, the fourth degree, is also known as the subdominant. And question 8, what is the major scale pattern? The major scale pattern is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So that's the end of the lesson on Harmony 101. And as I stated before, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is the very beginning of harmony. But have fun with it. Let's just see what you can do. Thanks for following along. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.